I'm Rapunzel from Armenia. Please like and subscribe. When I was little, my mom and I moved a lot. We changed towns every few months. And I couldn't help noticing that I was different from the people around me, even Mom. Everyone had dark eyes and hair, so my blonde curls and green eyes attracted attention.
Wow, she's so precious! And well, she looks nothing like you. Is she really yours?
Mom always smiled and said I looked like my dad, but I knew she didn't like the comments. And soon, we moved again.
Don't look at anyone directly. And never take your hoodie off outside. People get jealous of your beauty. Love.
I was 6 when Mom started working as a cook in a mansion, and she told me strictly to never leave the kitchen. One afternoon, Mom had gone out for groceries when a tall woman walked in, and she stopped short when she saw me.
Aren't you a beautiful little girl? Why don't you come with me, honey?
As I was in her living room eating cakes and chatting nonstop, Mom came bursting in.
There you are. I've been looking for you everywhere. Sorry, mistress.
Oh no! I brought her here. From now on, she'll spend time with me while you work.
Mom wasn't happy at all, but I'd have the best time. The mistress helped me with my reading and gave me lovely gifts. But a few weeks later, she said she wanted to adopt me.
I can give her every luxury in the world. Her life will be 1,000 times better as my daughter.
How can you even ask this, ma'am, to part with my own child? I would never.
You fool! If you truly cared about her, you'd let her have the life she deserves. Also, I looked up your records and there's no birth certificate for any child of yours. Leave her with me and we can keep all our little secrets.
She reached out for my hand, but I grabbed hers and bit it hard. She screamed as Mom and I ran.
Pack your things quickly. Hurry!
And so we left. But this time we kept traveling till we reached some docks late at night.
We're leaving for the U.S., darling. We'll never know any peace here.
Someone Mom knew helped us sneak onto a cargo ship, and we left to start a new life in New York. We spent the first few months in a homeless shelter, but Mom found a job at a restaurant soon, and we could afford a small place. Mom even let me join the public school after changing my name. When I asked why, she said it was for my own good, and I didn't ask anymore. Even though I didn't really stand out here, people still admired my looks. In 5th grade, my friend Melissa, who participated in beauty pageants, told me to try out too. The prize money was good, so I begged Mom to let me join, and I soon became a pageant queen, and modeling offers started pouring in. By the time I was in high school, I'd done my first national ad for a shampoo, and my face was on a billboard. One morning in 10th grade, I walked into the school hallway to see some kids gathered around a boy. He turned his face, and I caught my breath. He was beautiful. He threw his head back and laughed at something, and it was the most captivating sound in the world. Suddenly, our eyes met, and I realized I'd been staring at him like a moron. But I had to find out who he was. I walked into class to find all the girls talking about this handsome new stranger. Just then, we heard a loud groan.
Ugh, jeez. I'll tell you who he is if you give me $20 each. And for 50, I'll introduce you gals to him. He's my brother.
The new boy introduced himself as Derek and said his brother Ryder was our senior. Just then, the teacher walked in, and everyone flew to their seats. I caught Derek looking at me, and he smiled. He was cute, but his brother was a Greek god. One day, I had to reach a modeling audition after school, and as I quickly crossed the road, my heel got stuck in a chewed gum. As I struggled to set it loose, I looked up to see a motorcyclist charging straight at me. But suddenly, someone pushed me out of the way. I opened my eyes to see Ryder looking down at me.
Hey, are you okay?
I think so. Nope, I feel dizzy. Ryder swept me up effortlessly and carried me to his car. He took me to the hospital, and it turned out I had a minor concussion.
Your mom's on the way, I called her.
Thank you. I am so lucky you were right there.
Well, it wasn't a coincidence. I was actually following you to ask you out.
Really?
Why do you sound surprised? I can't be your first admirer. You just might be the most beautiful girl I've ever met, Rapunzel.
He touched my cheek and my heart fluttered. Just then, Mom walked in, and she couldn't stop thanking Ryder. I was discharged soon, and he even dropped us off at home. Ryder and I started dating, and the next few weeks were like a dream. He was intelligent and thoughtful and always knew how to make me laugh. We were the golden couple of the school. A few days later, I got paired with Derek for a science project, and we met up at the library to discuss it. It's funny, we've hardly spoken before, especially since you're in my class and I'm dating your brother.
Well, Ryder has that effect on girls. They fall head over heels for him and see nothing else.
That's not true, and I'd like to get to know you. Let's all have dinner sometime.
I'm not sure that's a good idea. Listen, Rapunzel, there's something...
What's going on here?
Hey, we're working on our project, and I was just...
He's your project partner? No, that won't work. I'll talk to your teacher and have your partner changed.
What? This is none of your business, dude.
It's very much my business, dude. I don't want my girlfriend to fail, which she will with you.
Derek looked furious and stormed off. Ryder, you can't tell me who to be partners with. And what's wrong with your brother?
Listen, babe, you don't know him. He's not serious about anything. And he just thinks he'll inherit millions one day without lifting a finger. I'm already working with Dad and his company, and freeloaders like Derek just bother me. Trust me, he's gonna make you do all the work and just take credit for it in the end. Just ask your teacher to change your partner, please.
Derek didn't seem like that, but Ryder knew his brother better, and he looked upset. So I requested the teacher for a partner change the next day. Life was good, except that lately, I'd been getting rejected after auditions, and Melissa had gotten a few ad campaigns I'd really wanted. But she was my friend, and I was happy for her. We were at a party together one evening, and I noticed Ryder was really quiet on the way home. Hey, you worried about something?
Yeah, just you, babe. You trust people way too easily.
What do you mean?
You don't think it's strange that Melissa has suddenly been getting every single commercial? She's rich. What if her mom paid bribes to get her those parts?
What? No! Melissa would never do that. She's the one who got me into modeling.
And she probably regrets it now since you've been doing so much better than her. Jealousy can really change people, Rapunzel. Trust me, I know.
His words made me uneasy, but I decided to ignore him. But a few days later, Melissa and I were at an audition for a lipstick commercial, and she kept forgetting her lines. I had a flawless audition, so I was shocked when Melissa was selected again.
Hey, I was so sure you'd get that.
Yeah, me too!
Wait, why do you sound mad at me? I'm just as surprised.
Oh, drop the act! It makes no sense you'd get selected unless you paid your way in.
What, are you crazy?
I can't believe you'd stoop so low. Ryder was right.
He said this about me? Rapunzel, you've known me since we were kids. Why are you letting this guy?
He's my boyfriend, and he's clearly less naive than I am. Melissa and my other friend stopped talking to me after that, and it just made me angrier that they all took her side. Thank God I had Ryder. Soon it was our 2-month anniversary, and Ryder wanted to celebrate in style by taking me out on a date to a classy French restaurant.
I want you to sit on this side, facing just me. I don't want anyone else to admire your beauty tonight.
That's a bit weird, and so cheesy.
It's just how I feel. And here's your present.
Ryder, you've already done so much. I gasped as I stared at a gorgeous amber necklace.
See? How could I not get that? It's like it's made for you, Amber.
My heart was pounding as he put it around my neck. Why? Why did you just call me Amber?
Did I? Obviously a mistake, Rapunzel. Now shall we order?
I felt so distracted that I could barely read the menu. I needed some air. I excused myself to go to the bathroom, but just as I got up, I bumped into the waiter bringing our drinks.
Oh, I am so sorry, madame.
No, it was my mistake. Here, let me help you.
Oh, please, don't worry about it. I'll get you some drinks.
As he ran off, Ryder turned to me coldly.
Why were you flirting with the waiter?
What? I was just trying to be nice. But suddenly Ryder swiped all the plates off our table.
Don't play me for a fool. You kept touching his arm.
You're insane. I'm leaving. I ran out of the restaurant and looked around for a cab, but Ryder caught up with me.
If you walk away now, I'll make your life miserable, Amber.
Why do you keep calling me that? Just stop it.
Ha ha ha! Because that was your name before you came here, wasn't it? I know all about your past and you can't escape it. Yeah, I'll have you and your mother deported to Armenia and...
Suddenly, Ryder tripped over something and fell down, hitting his head. I frantically called an ambulance and used Ryder's phone to call Derek to the hospital.
What happened?
He tripped over something. The doctors say he'll be fine, but I can't stay here another minute.
Rapunzel, what really happened?
I broke down and told him how crazy Ryder had acted in the restaurant.
I wanted to warn you! You're not the first girl he's done this with. He's the perfect boyfriend at first, but then he gets so jealous and scares every girl away.
It's not just that. Derek, he knows things about me and he's threatening to ruin Mom's life and mine.
If you tell me what it is, maybe I can help you.
Derek, I need to talk to Mom first.
Of course, and you need to be sure you can trust me.
I looked into his warm brown eyes, and I felt I could. So the next day, I asked Derek to come to my place, and Mom told him everything.
I'm not Rapunzel's mother, I'm her aunt. Rapunzel's parents passed away when she was a baby, and I was her guardian in their will. But her other aunt and uncle kept insisting that I give Rapunzel to them. They only wanted her because of all the money in her name. They were powerful people, and I knew they'd keep trying to take Rapunzel away from me. So I ran away with her. We traveled far, but I'd always felt they'd find us. Then we came here and changed our names, and it seemed like we'd finally left everything behind. Until now.
We can't go back there, Derek.
I'll do everything I can, I promise.
I couldn't bear to go to school for the next few days. I felt sick with anxiety. Then finally, one evening, Derek showed up, and he was smiling.
My lawyer worked on your case. And given how long you guys have lived and worked in the US, your status will be made legal immediately. You can't be deported. No one's going anywhere.
Mom and I cried and laughed as we hugged, and I threw my arms around Derek too. Thankfully, Ryder still hadn't returned to school, and I started hanging out with Derek. I also apologized to Melissa.
Rapunzel, I was so affected by what you said that I confronted my mom. She didn't pay for me to get those roles, but someone did, and I have no idea who.
I do! It was Ryder! He did it because he wanted to turn me against everyone close to me. But I never should have doubted you. A few days later, I just put some stuff in my locker when I turned around to see Ryder.
Hi, Amber. Did you miss me?
You wish, and don't think you can ever bully me or scare me again. I don't care what you know, you can't use it.
Wow. What a transformation from the chicken girl I last saw. But yeah, I just came to tell you that I've lost all interest in you. Seems like you really lowered your standards when you settled for my brother. And I don't date trash.
He walked away, and I realized I'd been holding my breath. But minutes later, I heard loud voices down the hallway, and I ran to see Ryder smashing Derek against the lockers and beating him up. It took 4 teachers to pull Ryder away as he screamed like a maniac.
You want everything I have, don't you? You always have, you little worm. Do you think I'd let you be happy? I'll ruin your life, Derek. You'll regret the day you ever crossed me.
Derek went home early, and I was completely shaken by the day's events. Later that night, I was having trouble sleeping, and I heard a loud tap on my window. I sat up in horror, only to realize it was Derek. Gosh, you scared me! How are you feeling now?
I can't feel my face, but my heart's happy. I just had to tell you. Ryder went completely bonkers at home too, and my parents have admitted him to an institution for therapy.
That's such a relief. I'm sorry you got hurt because of me, Derek.
Don't be! I'd take 100 punches for you. Well, not 100, but you know what I mean. And Ryder's right about one thing. I've wanted to be with you since I first saw you.
He leaned in and kissed me, and it was lovely. We graduated from high school and both went to the same college in another city. Right after graduation, Derek and I got married in a small ceremony with our parents. Ryder was apparently out of the institution now and managing his dad's company in Europe. But of course, he wasn't invited. And a year later, we were blessed with a beautiful baby girl, Sarah.
Hi, my name is Sarah, and my mom is my best friend. She's amazing. She's a doctor, and she's raising me all by herself. She gives me everything I could want and need. I want to be just like her when I grow up. Do you look up to your mom too? Please don't forget to click the like and subscribe buttons. Thanks! I couldn't wait for school to end. It was my birthday the next day, and Mom said that I was going to get the newest smartwatch after her shift at the hospital, a few blocks away from the mall, when her phone rang.
Dr. Johnson.
A panicky voice from the car speaker said,
Jade is giving birth right now. We're not going to make it to the hospital.
Mom quickly turned a corner. She told the man that she was on her way.
Sorry, honey. It's a good thing that we're close to their house. We can go shopping after.
I quickly nodded. My mom made another call and instructed the hospital to send an ambulance right away. Mom stopped the car and jumped out. I followed her into the house. A very pregnant woman was kneeling beside the couch, and there was a puddle of water under her legs. Mom ran over to the woman and asked her husband for some clean towels.
It's all right, Jade. I'm here, and it's time for you to push.
I watched in awe by the door. The woman was crying and pushing and screaming. Her husband was sweating and running around with a ton of towels. It was chaos. My mom was the only calm person in the room. Suddenly, I heard another sound break through the screens and pants. It was the sound of a crying baby.
She's here. Your daughter has arrived.
Mrs. Jade gasped when my mom handed her the baby. My jaw dropped when I realized that I'd just seen one being born. It was scary and incredible at the same time. The ambulance arrived a few minutes later, and my mom gently patted Jade's hand.
Everything's fine.
She added with a gentle smile.
I'll check in on you at the hospital.
We headed back to our own car. Mom said that we'd have to go home first so she could change.
Are you all right, honey? You look pale.
I guess I did. I was still in shock. You were amazing, Mom. You didn't freak out at all. That woman looked like she was in so much pain. But the moment you handed her the baby, it seemed like she forgot about everything else. My mom squeezed my hand.
That's how I felt when I gave birth to you. It's joy and pain all at once, and it's all worth it, especially if your child ends up being a wonderful daughter like you.
She added that around 250 babies are born every minute. Wow, that means that there are 250 soon-to-be mothers going into labor right now. I gasped. No wonder my mom was doing so well as an obstetrician. She delivered a new baby every few days. Mom headed for the shower as soon as we got home. While I waited for her, the phone rang. It was my dad. You're not going to believe what I saw today. And I told him about watching my mom do her work. Dad laughed and proudly proclaimed that my mom was amazing.
When your brother Josh was born, Emma was screaming and miserable too, until she held him in his arms. When can you come and visit anyway? He misses you already.
I promised that I would visit my dad and his new family soon. I loved playing with my half-brother Josh. He was so cute. My dad's wife, Emma, wasn't so bad, but it still bugged me that my parents had never married, and Emma wasn't half as amazing as my mom. After a few weeks, Mom came home looking very excited.
I got promoted. I'm going to be head of the department.
I was so happy for her, and when I found out she wasn't going to be working as much, I was so happy for me too. It meant that we could spend more time together. It was great. We had picnics and played frisbee in the front yard. I was standing by the porch when the frisbee came whizzing my way. I jumped, but I must have landed wrong. The next thing I knew, a lump appeared on my forehead.
Sarah!
Mom cried as she ran towards me. I think I hit my head on the edge of the step. It really hurts. Mom cleaned up my wound. She said it wasn't deep and I just needed to apply pressure to it. She made me some of my favorite mac and cheese and sent me to bed early that night. I remember thinking that I was the luckiest girl in the world for having such an amazing mother. But sadly, our fun times ended that day. The next few months were busy time at the hospital. Mom was rarely home. She left early and came home late. I started to complain about never seeing her anymore. She still keeps giving me gifts, but I didn't want a new camera or another new phone. I just wanted her. I couldn't talk to her anymore because she never had time for me. When I turned 14, things got even worse. Mom couldn't be with me on my birthday. I had to stay with my dad for a few days while Mom was at a conference. I could see that Emma was trying to be nice, but I didn't want her. I wanted my mom.
I made your favorite, mac and cheese.
She proudly said. I took a bite, but I spit it out immediately. Ew! This tastes gross. It's not like Mom's mac and cheese at all. Dad got mad when I said that I gave him the side eye while he and Emma played with little Josh. If he hadn't married that awful Emma, he would have married my mom, and maybe she wouldn't have to work so hard all the time. I was counting down the hours until Mom arrived to pick me up. Then the phone rang. It was Mom, but she said she was running late. I got so mad at her for making me wait again. When I get home, she said,
We'll go on a vacation, just the two of us. Okay? I promise. You're gonna have a great time.
But I was sick of her promises. I don't believe you anymore. I don't care if you don't ever come home. When you're here, you don't even notice me. I wish you weren't my mother. I slammed the phone down and ran to my room. I was so mad at everyone. Dad tried to talk to me, but I didn't open the door. Finally, he left. But after an hour, he was back again.
Sarah!
He cried with a voice I'd never heard him use before.
We have to go to the hospital.
I couldn't believe my ears when he explained that Mom was in the hospital. She had gotten into a car crash just an hour ago. But I just talked to her. I cried. I was so scared the whole time in the waiting room. I was terrified for my mom. And deep down, I knew it was my fault. Mom probably got so upset after I screamed at her. That was the reason she got into a crash. I wanted to tell her that I didn't mean what I said. I wanted to tell her that I loved her so much they wouldn't even let me see her. An hour later, finally, a doctor came out and talked to us.
I'm sorry, she's in a bad way. We're doing everything we can, but I don't think it's going to be enough. You have to prepare yourself for the worst.
I turned to my dad. Well, what did he mean by that? I gasped. Dad couldn't even look me in the eye. He quietly told me to pray for Mom. I couldn't take it anymore. I knew my mom was suffering, and it was all my fault. I couldn't stop the tears. I stumbled away and ran as fast as my legs could take me to the exit. Outside, I found myself by a bus stop, and I got on the first bus that passed, not caring where it took me, as long as it was far away from here. Hours passed into days. I can't remember how I got where I was. The only real thing I felt was the hard bench I slept on and the gaping hole in my chest where my heart used to be. I was to blame for everything. It hurt so much to remember the last thing I said to her. How could I be such a terrible person after everything my mom had done for me? I was just sitting and staring into space when I heard the scream. Right in front of me, sprawled on the curb, was an older girl with a bleeding forehead. I jumped up and ran over to her. Hold still. Let me check if it's deep. Thankfully, the wound was shallow. I took off my jacket and told the girl to apply pressure on it. Then I asked if there was a place where we could wash it.
I sleep in the women's shelter. It's just a few blocks away.
The shelter was a dirty place, and it was very crowded. But at least there was running water and soap in the bathroom. After a while, the girl calmed down.
Thanks, I was so scared I thought I'd split my skull open.
For the first time in a long time, I smiled. It felt nice to help someone.
Do you have a place to stay? My name is Maggie. You can stay in the shelter with me if you want.
Maggie and I became friends. She brought me to a soup kitchen where we ate a hot meal. She led me to a church basement so I could find a jacket. Maggie was nice, and for a while I forgot that I was homeless and alone. But no matter what I did, I could never forget the last words I ever spoke to my mom. I told Maggie that I ran away, but I didn't tell her why. Life went on that way for a long time. It was hard to accept my new life, but I had no other choice. The shelter was always full of girls who had run away or who were in trouble. There was a young mom named Stella who had a little boy. She said that she used to have a small apartment and that she worked 3 jobs just to pay for rent and food. But it wasn't enough. She lost her home, and now she was struggling to feed her little boy.
But no matter where we end up, as long as my baby Jasper is with me, we'll be fine.
I couldn't help but think about my mom when I looked at her. Mom worked so hard just to give me a good life. But I could see now that I was ungrateful, spoiled, and mean. If I'd been a better daughter, I would still be with her. A few months later, I noticed that Maggie had started throwing up a lot. At first, I thought she had food poisoning. It's not the food.
I think I'm pregnant.
I was shocked. Maggie was just a few years older than me. How was she going to have a baby in this situation? Poor Maggie was miserable the whole time. She was too tired and too weak to do anything. All she did was sleep while her belly grew bigger. I did everything I could just to make life easier for her, but Maggie was having a really hard time with her pregnancy. Thankfully, the shelter allowed her to stay. They told me that I could stay for as long as I liked too. But that was because I was the only one who could tie a bandage or examine the injuries of girls who just arrived. We became family, but I never really belonged there. Monsters like me don't deserve to belong anywhere. Another few months went by. Then one night, Maggie woke up everyone with her screams.
It hurts so bad.
She yelled. The other girls shrank back in fear, but I couldn't. Maggie was my friend. I held her hand while she screamed in pain. Then her water broke.
How? I think the baby is coming now.
I was terrified, but I was the only one who could help her. I asked the girls to find clean towels. As I looked at Maggie's anguished face, I remembered the other woman, Jade. My mom delivered her baby in the living room. It's all right, Maggie, I'm here, and it's time for you to push. She did, over and over again. In a matter of minutes, the baby came. I wrapped the baby in a clean towel and handed it to her. Like Jade, she forgot that she had just been screaming a few seconds ago. She forgot that she was in a shelter. She forgot that she was broke. All that mattered was that little baby in her arms. I couldn't believe what I'd just done. And I couldn't believe the transformation on Maggie's face. I was so relieved when someone said that the ambulance was here. Maggie kept insisting that I go to the hospital with her. Then the doctors checked her and the baby out. After a few moments, the doctor came to talk to me.
Maggie said that you delivered her baby. How old are you?
I told her I was only 16. To be honest, I was so scared. It happened so quickly, but now I'm just exhausted. The doctor laughed and told me that I did a good job. I felt really proud. Then I wondered if my mom would have been proud of me too if she knew. Maggie went back to the shelter a few days later. She kept thanking me, and she said she'd name the baby after me. She also went back to her parents' house. It was different now that little Sarah was here. Then she told me that a TV news crew had interviewed her at the hospital, and that's how her parents had found her. I think that's how my dad found me too. He and Emma arrived a few days later to take me home. My dad hugged me so tightly. I wanted to tell him about everything that had happened, but no words came out. I could only cry. Emma wiped away my tears.
It's time to go home now, Sarah.
And I nodded. So we got back into the car and drove home. But after a few hours, I realized that we weren't going back to their house. We were on a long road with big longs on both sides of the street. My breath caught in my throat. It looked like we were driving to the cemetery. I can't do this right now, I said, and I began to panic. My dad was firm.
It's time to face it. You've run away long enough.
I wanted to apologize to my mom, but I didn't think I was ready to see her grave.
Everything's going to be fine. Don't worry.
Dad parked the car, and they led me towards a building. I was confused. Why was there a building in the middle of a cemetery? We walked down a series of corridors and knocked on a door. It took some time for it to open, but when it did, I gasped. Mom was inside. She was very thin, but she was alive. I'm so sorry. I gasped and I ran to hug her.
You've gotten so big. I was so worried about you. Please don't blame yourself for the accident,
Mom said, while she stroked my cheek.
A car crashed into mine while I was driving home. I can't walk anymore. But it's not your fault, Sarah.
Suddenly, Mom made a fist and banged it on the bed.
How I wish I could take care of you, but I can barely take care of myself.
I took Mom's hand. Even in her state, her main concern was taking care of me. Then everything I saw about mothers and their children flashed through my mind. Emma with Josh, Stella with her son, and even Maggie with her new daughter. Mom, it's time to go home together. You looked after me better than any mom ever could, and now it's time for me to do the same for you. When I was a child, I didn't know who my father was. My mother didn't seem to care much about me either. Not because she was busy, but because she was more interested in luxury items and dating other men. The things I enjoyed most back then were playing with the kids in my neighborhood and spending time with the only person who truly cared about me, my grandma. Like me, she wasn't too fond of my mom either. When I was 10, I watched my grandma chase my mom out of her huge mansion with a walking stick.
Get out of my house, you ungrateful woman. How could you steal from me? And don't you dare deny it. Melanie told me everything.
Oh, come on, Mother. Your wrinkled pencil legs would never do this dress justice. I'm just doing you a favor by taking it.
You shameless witch! I'm officially disinheriting you.
Fine. I don't need your riches anyway. With all this beauty, I'll marry a billionaire. Clearly, my mom was delulu. And over the years, her craziness only got worse. Like this one time when I was 17, the cutest guy in my class invited me to his birthday party, and Mom decided to gate crash. And you'll never guess why. Nathan is turning 18. Mom, you can't attend his party. You're like 40. Shh. Don't you dare say my age out loud. And I'm not attending the party for Nathan.
Let me guess. You plan to introduce yourself to Nathan's dad, Mr. Donald.
Exactly. This is a perfect opportunity for me, Melanie. Mr. Donald is so rich. And his wife just died. Score.
I cannot believe you just said that.
And now, there's a little punishment for calling me old. Collect 3 eggs or stay home on Nathan's birthday.
What?
Here are 3 suggestions: catfish, monkey poop, and gold busker. You have 50 minutes.
The great yellow sun is reflecting in your deep blue eyes. The day has begun. You spin around, you laugh to yourself, and I see you shining.
Oh, wow. Good job, darling. You've got my permission. Just imagine it. I could be the next Mrs. Donald, and you better wear something nice and behave. Don't worry, Mother. I'll be on my best behavior. I wouldn't want to ruin your social climbing plans. With that, I left her room with an evil smile. Before we continue with the story, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks so much for your continued support. Mom had no idea it was a costume party, and I had just the perfect costume. The next day, I waited for her to leave, and I crawled under my bed and took my costume out from its hiding place. I can't wait to see the look on Mom's face when she sees me. After spending hours perfecting my makeup, I wore my costume and rode my unicycle to Nathan's house. As soon as I walked in, I went straight to Mom, who was too busy drooling at Mr. Donald. Mom, do you like my nose? I got an extra one for you. Someone get this crazy clown away from me.
Without warning, she grabbed a candle lighter from the party table and pointed it at me. Have you gone completely mad? Put that down.
All you do is make my life miserable.
Surely she wouldn't set me on fire, would she? Just then, Nathan, who was a Lion King costume, charged at Mom, and as they struggled, the lighter ended up in Mom's hair.
Oh my God, my hair is on fire.
Quickly, I grabbed a tablecloth, then covered her hair, but she shoved me and ran out of the party.
Well, this is definitely the craziest birthday party I've ever had.
I giggled like Nathan had told the funniest joke. And as if that wasn't embarrassing enough, I batted my clown eyelashes at him.
Are you having a seizure?
What? I was going for cute, but never mind. I have to go check on my mom. A few minutes later, I arrived at my house to find Mom throwing my clothes out on our lawn. Mom, what's going on? Needless to say, she wasn't looking her best. Some of her hair was burned and she smelled like a barbecue.
I want you out of my house. I'm tired of you ruining my life.
And that's how I ended up moving in with my grandma, who I loved very much. And together, we had lots of fun at her mansion. One morning, however, she woke up screaming, and when I went to check on her, she pointed her walking stick at me.
Stay away from me, you alien! You'll not take me into your alien ship.
Haha, you got me! I'm a creepy alien. I waited for her to laugh with me, but she cowered in a corner and burst into tears. Alarmed, I called her doctor, who diagnosed her with dementia. I had no choice. I had to call my mom. When she arrived at the mansion, she rushed towards Grandma.
Oh, you poor thing. You don't even remember me, do you? I'm Alberta, your favorite and only daughter. Don't worry, Mommy dearest. I'm going to take good care of you.
Ugh! I could already feel the scheming in Mom's voice. And sure enough, the next morning, she dropped a bombshell.
Melanie, I need you to open your grandma's safe. I know she gave you her passcode a long time ago.
Seriously? That's what you care about right now?
Open the safe or I'm placing you under house arrest.
Say what now?
You heard me. Just give me the passcode. The safe is probably empty anyway.
Actually, all of Grandma's jewelry is in there. And before she lost her memory, she told me she was going to give it all away to charity. All of it.
Ugh, you demon child.
With that, she shoved me into my room and locked it. That night, while I slept, someone touched my face. When I opened my eyes, a dark figure was standing over me.
Hello, Melanie, it's me.
Grandma, you remember my name? And how did you get in here?
Sit down, dear. I have something to tell you.
And you'd never believe what she told me. What do you mean? You faked your illness?
I did it to test you. I knew your mother would try to steal from me, and I wanted to see if you'd help her. I'm so glad you didn't. I'm so sorry she locked you in here.
I'm okay, Grandma. Actually, I have a revenge plan. Tie this around yourself. I handed Grandma a white bedsheet, and as I told her my plan, I used my makeup to paint her face and hands white as a ghost. To complete the look, I added some long stick-on nails to her fingers.
Are you sure this is going to work?
Trust me, Grandma. Mom is very afraid of ghosts. She even sleeps with the lights on. We both laughed as we headed to Mom's room in the mansion. Are you ready? As soon as she nodded, I kicked the door open, and Grandma walked into the room, just as Mom woke up screaming.
Get away from me!
My dear Alberta, I have a message for you. You need to leave this house, or evil shall befall you. Men will flee at the very sight of you, and all your designer clothes will shrink 3 sizes too small.
Oh no, not my Gucci dresses. As Mom continued to scream, I rushed in. Mom, why are you screaming? There's a ghost. What? Where? She's right there. I was this close to bursting into laughter, but I had to stay in character. What are you talking about? Mom, there's nobody else here. Just you and me. But she's, I need to get out of here. And that, my dear viewers, is how Mom left the mansion barefoot and in a nightgown.
Did you see how fast she ran?
Yeah, with that speed, she's probably approaching Mars by now. We both burst out laughing as we high-five. A few days later, Nathan sat beside me at the fountain as I told him my crazy story.
I can't believe your grandma faked dementia.
I know, right? She's so crazy.
So, what happens now?
Well, Mom is still talking about ghosts, and she's still out of Grandma's will. So that means I'm going to inherit everything.
Please don't spend it all on clown costumes.
I giggled, but this time I wasn't embarrassed. I kept giggling until Nathan joined me. After 10 years of trying to get pregnant, the woman finally got the great news. But her happiness was short-lived. The doctor looked straight into her eyes and said,
"Ma'am, your baby has Down syndrome."
Months later, she delivered the baby, and it was me, born completely normal and 100% healthy. Everyone said it was a miracle, and that's what my name means. Hi, I'm Nasa from Alabama. But before I continue my amazing story, click like and subscribe. My dad had a mechanics workshop, and I hardly saw him because he worked so much all the time. Even though Mom came from a rich background, she never helped Dad with money. Isn't that God's will? A man has to sweat and earn his bread and provide for his family. If you want to eat, you better put food on the table. Once when I was 3, Mom and I visited him at the workshop. He was fixing a car and asking me to hand him the plier. I didn't know what it was, so I just picked up the entire toolbox and put it in front of him. He was shocked.
How did you do that, Nasa?
Just like that, Daddy. It's easy.
Oh my God, you're so strong. Oh, my daughter. No, it's like you're my son.
Why are you looking so happy, idiot? I don't want a manly daughter. Girls aren't supposed to be delicate. This is what I get. After 10 years of waiting, I'm taking her to the doctor. The doctor said I was exceptionally strong because my muscle strength and testosterone levels were higher than most girls. But Mom just kept calling me a freak. She decided to leave me with Dad every day at work to help him make more money. 2 years later, Mom gave birth to my little sister, Ella. But she was born with the Down syndrome the doctors had predicted for me. The minute we saw Ella, Dad and I were in love with her. And we made sure she didn't feel different growing up. But Mom just couldn't stop complaining about us. Why is God so mad at me? First, you came out really weird, and now Ella. I must have done something terrible in my life that I'm getting punished for. She was trying to feed Ella as she whined nonstop. And suddenly, Ella spat out all the food on her face. Gosh, I loved that kid. Mom also didn't allow us to watch YouTube videos because she said it was a sin to do anything fun. She blocked YouTube. But I found an amazing app that can solve it. I took Ella to my room, and we watched videos all night long. One day, when I was at Dad's workshop, a bus suddenly stopped in front of us, and a man jumped off.
Oh my God, girl! Are you for real? You just lifted those big tires all by yourself? I'm already seeing you as an Olympic weightlifting champion.
The man introduced himself as a sports coach and asked me to join his school in California. He also gave Dad his card and said he'd be waiting for us to tell him when we could leave. Dad was so excited for me, and I felt like I'd just won the lottery. But when I told Mom, she flipped out. Are you crazy? I'm not trusting a stranger and leaving the place and the wealth God's given me here. No one is going anywhere. I was super bummed at Mom's reaction, but then little Ella came up to me with a solution.
What if Mom has nothing? Let's throw all her money away.
OMG, Ella, you're a genius. Yes, let's donate Mom's money to charity. I found a charity organization and filled out all the forms online. But suddenly, I started to lose my nerve. Maybe this isn't such a good idea, Ella. I don't think we should do this.
Yes, we should.
With that, she clicked on enter, and in a second, Mom lost all her money.
Even Dad's workshop was in her name, and it was gone. She threw the biggest tantrum ever and even threatened the organization to return her money. But they refused, and there was nothing she could do about it. Angry and frustrated, she finally agreed to the last option, going to Cali. And she never knew it was us. When we got there, the coach showed us a small house for rent. He also assured us that he'd get special scholarships for Ella and me, and we'd be going to the same school.
How can you be happy about this, Nasa? You know how Ella is. What am I supposed to do? Go to school with her and guard her from the bullies?
You don't need to do that, Mom. I'll handle it. She's mine. On the first day of school, I dropped Ella in her classroom. When I entered mine, I saw no teacher there, but a girl was catwalking in front of everyone. As I tried to slide past her, she stepped on my foot with her pointed heels. I yelped in pain, but she started yelling at me instead of saying, "Sorry."
You idiot! Why did you bomb my show? I was rehearsing for the beauty pageant contest.
Oh, your show. I thought this was a classroom, not a stage.
Well, you thought wrong. I'm the queen of the school, and I make the rules. And I say the whole world's my stage.
Wow, she seemed crazy and really full of herself. Later that day, Ella and I were eating lunch in the cafeteria when Auntie came over and said we were sitting at her table. Just then, she saw Ella and she started laughing.
Oh, you didn't say you have a sister? Well, I can see why. I mean, you must be so embarrassed by her.
Shut up, Auntie. You're just embarrassing yourself.
You can't talk to me like that. I told you, I'm the queen here, the hottest girl in school.
Why do you have a fever?
I think she does. Ella, let's help her feel better. And with that, I threw a glass of ice-cold water in her face. The whole cafeteria burst into laughter, while Auntie screamed and stormed off. So many people thought Ella was adorable and wanted to be friends with her. Meanwhile, I also started weightlifting practice, and the coach was stunned to see me lifting heavier weights than the boys on the team. One day when I came out of the gym, I saw Ella standing with a sad face outside the dance room. I asked her what had happened, and she cried out,
I don't want to be here. These girls are mean. They don't want me on the team.
I barged into the dance room, and I wasn't surprised to see Auntie there. Hey, why did you tell my sister she can't be on the dance team? What's wrong with her?
What's wrong? Are you blind? It's obvious she can't do fast moves with us, and we don't have forever to teach her. Now be off with your DD dumb sister.
I totally lost it. I walked over to their sound system, pushed over the big speakers, and wrenched out all the wires. As Ella and I walked out, she turned around and locked the door from the outside. That was an awesome moment. But we got caught and ended up in detention. And Mom went nuts when she found out.
God, I knew this would happen. Ella is not like everyone, and she can't be with everyone. You were unkind to that girl, and that makes you two sinners. I'm going to go pray now. I don't want to go to hell with you.
Our daughters are not unkind. I'm sure there was a good reason.
But before he could finish, Mom just pushed him aside and stormed off. Mom is just terrible. The next day at school, I looked for Ella during recess and I couldn't find her anywhere. I was running all over the place, feeling panic rise inside. Where could she be? Just then, I spotted a grand piano in the corridor, blocking the janitor's closet. As I stepped closer, I heard Ella crying out for help. Oh my God! Ella, I'm here! I'll get you out, sweetie! With one big push, I swept the piano out of the way and opened the door. Poor Ella came tumbling out in my arms, crying like crazy.
Auntie told me to go inside.
I was gonna destroy that witch. I stormed off to the dance room with Ella, and before I could get to Auntie, Ella ran straight at her, pushing her aside. They both landed on the floor, and just then, a beam fell off the roof exactly where Auntie was standing seconds ago. Oh my God, Ella had just saved Auntie.
I saw it was falling, so
How dare you touch me, you moron! I don't want your disease rubbing off on me!
That was the last straw. I walked up to Auntie and gave her a hard slap. You're a heartless bully, Auntie. You think she's weaker than you, so you pick on her. But here, she is saving your stupid butt after everything you've done. She's got more heart and strength than you ever will. And you could learn a thing or two from her. We all could. Because Ella is freaking amazing. Just then, I turned to see lots of kids had followed us into the dance room, and they were all clapping and cheering for Ella. Everyone started to boo Auntie, and she ran off crying. When we got home, I couldn't wait to tell our parents what a hero Ella had been. But we found the two fighting loudly. I'm not putting up with your embarrassing daughters anymore. My church friends say they are weirdos. Do you know how that makes me feel? I'll stay only if we give them up for adoption. Decide.
That is the easiest decision I've ever had to make. You're a selfish, horrible woman, and you don't know how to love anyone. So please, for the love of God, get out.
Wow! Dad finally spoke up. Mom shouted and cried, but Dad just threw her bags out on the street, and our lives at home became so much happier. The next day when we were leaving school, Nancy suddenly leapt out from behind a tree and spat at Ella. I was about to attack her when suddenly a well-dressed man stepped in and grabbed Nancy's arm.
What did I just see? Nancy, I can't believe it! How could you be so cruel to this child? You're grounded for a very long time, and you're off the dance team.
Dad, you can't do that!
Keep talking, and I'll ask the principal to expel you myself. Apologize now.
Well, the queen bee finally bowed her head. Also, it turned out that Nancy's dad was a big-shot doctor, and he offered to take over all of Ella's medical bills and help out with any therapy she needed. When Mom heard that Ella wouldn't be expensive now, she contacted us by saying that she was sorry, and she always knew we were special. But we told her to leave us alone. After a year of training, the coach said it was my time to shine. He entered me into many weightlifting competitions, and my medal collection has just begun. And I always have my biggest supporter cheering me on. Hi, I'm Stormy. Please like and subscribe. I lived with my parents in a small city in the States. My parents loved me loads, and I was living a simple, peaceful life until I discovered something strange about me on my 5th birthday. When I was about to thank the guests after the party, I felt quite nervous with everyone staring at me. Thank you all for coming to my birthday. What a fumble. That's the first time I realized I stutter in nervous situations. Everyone around me laughed, and I just ran away. I sat by the pool, crying when a girl my age with glasses came and sat down near me.
Hey, I'm Nora. We just moved here. I know speeches suck. Yuck. I hate them too.
She wiped my tears, and I instantly put my arm around her. It felt like we were destined to be friends. Mommy takes me to the park every night. Want to come along? It'll be fun! And so, we met at the park every evening, and soon we became best friends. One such day, I saw another girl with Nora. As I approached them, the girl started laughing.
Don't tell me you're friends with her! Isn't she the dummy who said thank you at her birthday party?
Yeah, I did. But what's your problem?
You're such a stupid combo, Stormy! The dummy and no eyes Nora!
Ha 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 ha! She laughed and pulled Nora's glasses. Nora reached out for them, but the girl threw them on the ground and stomped on them. I lost it! I kicked her hard, and she fell on her butt. How dare you mess with my friend?
Your friend? She's my sister, you moron! Get lost!
What? Turned out she was Nora's twin sister, Leah. She gave Nora a death stare and ran to complain to her mom. She can't be your sister, Nora. She's awful.
Yeah, she is. That's why I didn't introduce her to you before. We just never get along. But thanks for standing up for me.
Days passed, and we all started going to the same school. Whenever Leah or anybody bullied me or Nora, we always stood up for each other. Life was good, until one day in the 6th grade, Nora told me the saddest news.
Their family was moving to New York City. I don't want to go, but my dad's got some big job there and he can't miss it. I'm so sorry.
She hugged me, and we both burst into tears while Leah mocked and laughed at us. And that's the last day we all met. I missed Nora so much that I didn't even attend school for days. But then, Mom and Dad encouraged me. Slowly, I started focusing more on my studies and became a school topper. But when I was in high school, my parents came up with a strange plan. They wanted me to move in with my aunt in New York for a better education. I wasn't so happy to leave them, but I agreed. When I reached New York, Aunt was so pleased to have me. She took me shopping around the city and got me all ready for my new school. Stepping into the big school, I felt like I was in a movie. I walked straight up to my class in the 9th grade, but almost all the seats were taken. I was gazing around when suddenly a girl waved at me. Me?
Yeah, come on up. Here's a seat.
That was so sweet. I walked near her. But then I noticed from her smile, she's someone I knew. OMG. Nora, is that you? You look amazing, and you got contacts.
I know. Gotta make some changes.
And you're beautiful as ever, too. We shouted in excitement while the whole class stared at us like crazy. Nora took me out on a tour around the school, and we bumped into Leah.
Oh God, you again! How many more losers can a class of grade 9 hold?
And she had a set of minions here too around her. Seems like she hadn't changed one bit. Well, maybe you can leave and never come back so the class will be one loser less. Nora and I laughed and high-fived. Leah looked like she was about to attack me, but some teacher walked by just then and I escaped. Later that day at lunch, I sat down with Nora at a table, and the next minute, 2 girls brought us food as if in a restaurant.
Hey, don't you know I'm on a diet? Take this burger back and get me a salad and... Oh, one for Stormy too.
No, really, it's fine. I can get my own lunch. Thanks.
Hey, why? Easy girl, see, she's already going. Now chop chop.
Whoa! I was surprised to see she was a big shot in the school with her own set of minions. As we were eating, Leah was sitting a few tables away, and I saw a strange grin on Nora's face.
Now watch the show.
Saying that, she walked straight to Leah with a bottle of water. She silently poured the whole bottle onto her food. Leah snapped and pushed her hard. Nora fell down with a scream.
Ah! Look, guys, she slapped me and pushed me down for no reason. Do you want such a mean girl to be your president?
Stop embarrassing yourself, Nora! You're going to lose no matter what you try.
We'll see about that.
What was happening? When she came back to her seat, I asked Nora. What was all that about Nora, and I saw that you started it. That wasn't very nice of you.
Why? I told you. You got to change to fit into the world or you'll lose. Well, here I mean the school president election. I'm running and so is Leah, and I have to beat her butt.
I wasn't liking her cheap winning tactics, but she was my friend. And when she asked me to help prepare posters for her campaign, I did. The day before the election, the candidates had to give their final speech in front of all the students. And the second student had to speak in favor of each candidate, too. I was praying Nora wouldn't look up to me, but she did, and I really had to step up. I started off confidently, but suddenly I realized how many pairs of eyes were on me, and I lost my nerve. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is vote for no. No, Nora! And the whole school ended up shouting in chorus.
No, Nora!
Nora looked furiously at me and stormed off. I called her out, but she didn't stop. Gosh, I'd messed up, but I hadn't done it on purpose. She shouldn't have asked me. And when the election results were announced, Leah was declared the winner. I knew Nora would be really mad, but I had no idea what she'd do next. Just as the previous president was putting the president badge on Leah, Nora came charging straight at her onto the stage and knocked Leah over. She ripped the badge right off her shirt. I jumped onto the stage to stop her, but just then, she pulled Leah's hair and it came off. OMG, it was a wig! Everyone looked stunned to see Leah hairless. Nora just stood there grinning, while Leah looked around horrified.
I thought you'd at least keep this promise, Nora! You suck!
She burst into tears and ran off. As Nora walked off the stage, I went after her and grabbed her arm. Are you crazy, Nora? How could you do something so awful to your own sister? Who are you? What have you become?
Who are you to ask me that, you stuttering moron? You cost me the election too.
She pushed me so hard that I hit the wall. I lost it. I attacked her back, and it was a big fight that landed both in detention. But at least I was clear about something now. I was not going to be friends with her ever again. I didn't even know who she was anymore. I felt bad for Leah, but she didn't show up for days, and Nora was just going out of control. She made the whole class sign a petition for a re-election and sent it to the principal. Worse, she used Leah's absence and told everyone she was the acting president.
So class, today, we're all going to skip the math test and go watch the soccer team's rehearsals. They're amazing!
We're not listening to you, Nora. You can go if you want, but we'll be right here in class.
You always were such a loser nerd, Stormy. Don't talk back to your president. You are skipping math. Everyone will. Because I said so.
That was insane. And there was no way I was going to listen to her. I stayed back in class, and I was glad at least some of the other kids did too. Weeks passed, and finally Leah showed up for the exams. But she wasn't the same girl anymore. She sat in the last seat in class and didn't talk to anyone the whole day. I decided to go talk to her. When I went to her at lunch, she immediately stood up and started walking away. Hey, wait up! You don't have to run away from anyone. If you start running, you'll have to do that your whole life. Just stop. And she did. She came back and sat down next to me for lunch, and I saw Nora and her gang staring at us from afar. But I couldn't care less. I shared my lunch with Leah, and slowly, she started getting comfortable. She told me she got a strange condition called alopecia a year ago, which made her lose most of her hair. She even apologized for being so mean towards me.
You know, all these years, I thought being mean to people says you're tough and strong. The way I treated you and Nora till now, I think I deserve this shame.
No, you didn't deserve it, Leah. It was cruel. But I'm glad you realized your mistakes, and I hope this means we can be friends now. We started hanging out in school, and even at my place to study together. And she was actually quite easy to get along with. We aced the exams, and I was really looking forward to junior prom, but Leah seemed reluctant.
Actually, I don't think junior prom is a good idea, but you should go. It's just me.
Oh, come on, Leah. You're the president now.
You mean the hairless president? If only it was a Halloween party. You could come as Voldemort and win. Ha ha ha.
Shut up, Nora. There's a big difference between being hairless and heartless. You should be more worried about how ugly you are on the inside.
How come you don't stutter at all when you raise your voice at me, Stormy? Was it a plan to make me lose the election then?
Think whatever you want to. I don't care. See you at prom. Leah and I walked out. I took her shopping that evening, and we got some beautiful dresses for the big eve. And I bought something that shocked Leah, a bald wig. This is gonna complement my costume. I'm gonna show everyone. Being hairless is a fashion in itself. How about you? She cried and hugged me tight. I held Leah's hand tight and took her to prom. Beautifully hairless. Some gossiped, many were speechless. When I saw my friends smiling with confidence, that made me happy. Nora mocked us and laughed, but no one backed her up.
Hey, knock it off, Nora. Leah looks lovely, and it's brave of her to come like this.
Yeah, and we all like Stormy too. She's really nice.
Nora lost her mind and picked up some juice glasses to fling at us. But just then, the principal happened to walk by, and the juice went straight in her face. She immediately kicked Nora out of the event. That felt like a victory. Just like that, we were at the end of high school. We got some great news. Lee and I got placed in the same university on scholarship. The last day at school, I walked into the restroom to find Nora sitting in a corner, bawling like a baby. Hey, Nora, you okay? What happened?
Ugh, you of all people, why are you here? Just leave me alone.
Sure I will. Right after you tell me what's wrong with you.
What do you want to know, huh? That I'm a real loser? Fine. I'm dumb and stupid, and I failed all my exams, and I won't graduate from high school this year, and I've lost all my popularity, and everybody hates me. Happy to hear that, Stormy.
Why would that make me happy, Nora? We used to be best friends, and I miss that person. But maybe this is a chance for you to set things right before you leave this place. Be nicer to your new classmates, and they won't hate you. You said you have to change to fit in, and I guess you need to change into the better, kinder version of yourself now. I know you can. She looked at me silently as I gently patted her on the shoulder, and then I walked away.
Hi, I'm Ian from Canada. Please like and subscribe. I was born in a super rich family who owned a chain of restaurants. We pretty much had everything you could imagine except peace. My dad was a bad-tempered man who threw tantrums over the smallest things. Mom was soft-hearted and hardly ever spoke back. But my biggest problem was my bratty sister. Ariel was 2 years younger than me and 10 times worse than my dad. Once when I was 8, my parents took us to a wedding and I was playing with my cousins when I spotted Ariel being mean to a little boy whose family was poor. She snatched his lollipop and he started crying.
You can't eat that because you're ugly.
Ariel, give it back now.
No.
Just then, the boy's mom came and started shouting at Ariel, who went screaming to Dad and to him, and of course, he defended her.
How dare you yell at my daughter? She's saying the lollipop is hers and she would never steal from anyone.
But Dad, I was right here. I saw her.
Ian, this is your sister and you should be on her side, not this poor boy's.
Dad and Ariel were like two peas in a pod, and it was no wonder that he loved her more than me, and she always found a way to get me into trouble. Like in the 5th grade when Ariel joined my school, my parents asked me to look out for her on her first day. And I did exactly believe that. But as we were waiting for our car to pick us up, I suddenly turned around and saw she was gone. I looked for her everywhere in the school, but I couldn't find her. Feeling panicked, I had a school teacher call my parents, and soon after they arrived, Ariel came running from somewhere and flew into my dad's arms.
Mommy, Daddy, Ian Lucky in the storeroom. I was so scared.
I was stunned at how wicked she was. What? No, I didn't. Stop lying, Ariel. She cried even louder and Dad started yelling at me, but thankfully Mom took my side.
Calm down, Steve. Maybe he's telling the truth.
Ariel is only 7 years old. I don't think she knows how to lie yet. It's him.
I was grounded for a whole month because of the stunt of my sister pulled. She grew up to be the same wicked witch, and I became quiet and withdrawn from my family. I focused on doing well at school, and since I loved computers, I spent a lot of time teaching myself about them. I always thought it was a nerd, so I was surprised when I started getting attention from girls in the 10th grade. Even Ariel's friends were always staring at me and giggling, which was kind of creepy. One evening when I was studying for a big test, Ariel had some friends over, and they were playing music so loudly that I could hardly focus. I decided to go for a run, but just as I was changing my shirt, a girl flung open the door and stood staring at me.
Oops, I thought this was the bathroom.
You've been to our house before, and wouldn't you still knock?
You're so funny.
She giggled for no reason, and then Ariel came up behind her grinning.
Where are you off to?
Running away because you girls are so noisy.
We'll be quiet only if you agree to date my friend here.
What? Not doing that? I'm sure she's just like you. I ran away from there as fast as I could, but when I returned, I found Ariel crying in my room. Such a drama queen. Why can't you cry in your own room?
My best friend has been so depressed since her parents got divorced, and she's always crying and sniffling, and it's so annoying. Her puffy eyes are so ugly they can't be seen with her. So please date her and cheer her up just once.
I reluctantly agreed, they both leave me alone after that. So the next day after school, I said I'd meet her friend at a nearby milkshake shop, and when I got there, Ariel was also with her. Weirdest date ever. We ordered her drinks, and then this girl who was in my history class called Elsa came with our milkshakes. Ariel took one sip of her drink and spat it out.
Ooh, I said bubblegum milkshake, not strawberry. Must be extra stupid for getting it wrong.
And then she threw the glass on the floor and told Elsa to clean it up. Have you lost your mind? You can't treat people like this.
Dad is so right about you. Being a softie will get you nowhere, brother. And you stupid girl, don't just stand there. Get me a new milkshake.
You're pathetic. I ran after Elsa to check if she was okay, and I found her crying in the back alley. I'm so sorry about my sister. She's a real piece of work.
Yeah, it's not the first time she's done this.
But you shouldn't allow her to bully you like this.
I have no choice. My boss says customers come first and I can't afford to lose this job. It pays my school fees.
I didn't know much about Elsa because she always hid her face behind her long hair and never spoke in class. And because of what my sister did, I offered to buy her lunch at school. When I sat with her in the cafeteria the next day, the entire school had their eyes on us because this was the first time I was seen with some girl. While we talked, she kept looking down. I lifted her chin up gently and pushed her hair behind her ears. I was amazed at how beautiful she was. Wow, you're lovely. You shouldn't hide your face like that.
Thank you. You're the first person here who's been this nice to me, but I think people are looking at you wondering why some rich and handsome guy like you is sitting with a waitress.
I couldn't care less about what they're thinking, but they're probably all looking at you. I started hanging out with her every day and found myself falling for her fast. I like how Elsa was gentle and soft-spoken, but she also had a fun, quirky side that was adorable. But one evening when I got home, Dad was waiting for me in the living room, with Ariel by his side.
Your sister tells me you're dating some poor girl. Is this true?
Ariel is crazy. How do you judge a person without even knowing where they're from?
Because she's a waitress, stupid.
You're stupid because you keep poking your nose in my business. Just then, Mom walked in after some errands, and Dad told her to make him tea. Mom just walked into the house, and you're already giving her orders.
It's okay, Ian. I don't mind.
No, Mom, it's not okay. These two are always bullying us around, and now they're telling me who I can and can't date.
That's because this girl he likes is a gold digger.
I'm not letting you embarrass us by being with some beggar. What will people think?
That sounds like your problem because I don't care. And guess what? She's coming over for dinner this weekend and you will be nice to her. If you don't agree, Dad, I will drop out of school and move out, and you can find another son to help you with the business. Business. Dad knew that I was smarter than his precious daughter, and he needed me to take over his business one day. So he had no choice but to give in. The next day, when I invited Elsa over, she looked gorgeous and really nervous.
I'm so scared to meet your parents.
Don't worry. We'll be just fine and he'll love you. Mom did seem to, but Dad and Ariel glared at her.
So Ella, is it?
Elsa, sir.
What do your parents do?
I don't have parents. I live with my grandmother and I take care of her.
So basically, you're poor.
Ariel, that's very rude.
I kicked my sister under the table and she cried out angrily and stormed out of the room. Sometime later, Elsa excused herself to go to the bathroom and Mom told her it was upstairs. She was gone for a while, so I decided to check on her. And I stopped short when I found her in my parents' room opening Mom's jewelry box. Elsa, what are you doing here?
Ian, you startled me. And oh, this isn't what it looks like. I promise your sister came out of your parents' bedroom, shoved this diamond ring in my hand, and told me to leave. She ran off before I could say anything, so I just came here to put it back. I don't know what's going on.
Liar?
We turned around to see Ariel in the doorway.
She's lying. I never gave her the ring. Mom, Dad, we have a thief in the house.
Shut up, Ariel. But the two had already come up running, and Elsa looked scared out of her wits.
Check her bag. I'm telling you, she's a thief.
Ariel suddenly snatched Elsa's back, and as it fell to the ground, a lot of Mom's jewelry fell out. I didn't know what to think.
Gets out of our house before we call the police.
Elsa ran out crying, and I was too shocked to even run after her. If she needed money so badly, she could have asked me for help. There had to be some reason she felt she had to steal. But I never saw her again. She just didn't come to school after that, and when I asked the school admin, they told me she transferred to another school. Ariel and her friend were over the moon.
My friend is still available if you want to date her.
No thank you, and you should focus on school. Your math teacher spoke to me today and told me you're failing badly.
Oh, I'm the most beautiful girl in this school, and I don't think I'm going to use math in my modeling career.
Ariel did fail high school, and for the first time, Dad was so disappointed in her she couldn't get a job anywhere, not even as a model. So she ended up working as a waitress in one of Dad's restaurants where I was the manager. I had so much fun bossing her around. Ariel, the customers are waiting.
Well, do something about it.
I'm the manager. Go see to the customers now.
Daddy, Ian's being mean to me?
He's just doing his job, so please do yours. I'm already doing you a favor because you're not a very good waitress.
Ariel looked ready to explode.
Oh, so Ian's your favorite child now, Dad. How about we tell him about the time you plotted with me to get rid of his girlfriend, Elsa?
Wait, what?
Oh yeah, Dad asked me to slip Mom's jewelry into Elsa's bag. Duh. And he also found out where she lived and gave her grandmother money to take Elsa to another school.
I couldn't believe my ears. I looked at Dad for answers, but he didn't show an ounce of guilt.
Yeah, so I only did it for you. Ian, there are plenty of girls out there, and I didn't want you to be trapped by a poor one.
I quit my job that very moment, and before I moved out of the house, Mom gave me a check for a huge amount of money.
Ian, I've been saving up money secretly for years, and I want you to have this. Use it wisely, son.
Mom, thank you so much, and you're coming with me.
Sweetheart, I have more money saved, and now that you kids are old enough, I'm leaving your father and moving to Bali. It's time I lived my life.
I'm so happy for you, Mom. I used the money to start my own IT company, which became very successful over the years. The only thing missing in my life was love. Then one day at the grocery store, I was standing in line at the counter when I spotted a black-haired girl ahead of me. It was Elsa. Cashier was telling her that her card wasn't working, and she looked really bothered. How much is it? I'll pay. Elsa turned around and stared at me in shock, and then she looked mad.
No need. I'll come and buy these things later.
She left her grocery cart and walked off quickly, and I followed. Elsa, please wait.
Go away, Ian. I don't need your help. I'm not poor now, by the way. Something just went wrong with my card. I know what my family did.
I know. And I'm so sorry. Look, you don't have to forgive me or have anything to do with me. I'd just like to help you out right now. Let me pay, please. She calmed down a bit and we went back inside to clear her bill. Then she briefly thanked me and left, but I just couldn't stop thinking about her for days. A week later, I was watching TV at home when I heard the doorbell, and I was shocked to find Elsa standing there. Elsa, you're the last person I was expecting.
I felt I owed you dinner as a thank you for the other day, and I just wanted to say that I forgive you. Everyone deserves a second chance, right? So here, I'm giving you one.
Her smile made my heart skip a beat, and I gently pushed her hair away from her face. You're still the most beautiful girl I've ever met.
Hi, I'm Alina from Hawaii. Please like and subscribe. I live with my mom, right on the ocean shore, but Dad left before I was born. According to Mom, that's because she was under a love spell that ran in our family. She could only fall in love with people who didn't love her back. And apparently, I was under the same spell too. Mom told me the only way I could avoid the curse was by staying away from all boys. So, whenever we left the house, I'd march around with a toy water gun and sprayed it at any guy that came my way. Girls roll, boys are dumb. Any boy who comes close is going to get sprayed. I also went to an all-girls school and even wore a custom I Hate Boys t-shirt. Then one day, everything changed. I was swimming in the ocean when the cutest guy ever glided over to me and stared into my eyes. Oh crud! I swam away as fast as I could and tumbled on the shore.
Has anyone told you you swim like a fish with cramps?
I do not. Also, any guy that tries to talk to me gets a face full of sand.
How about you help me eat some pineapple cake instead? If you don't like it, you can go back to being mad.
Pineapple cake was my weakness, so I agreed to sit with the guy for a picnic. I found out his name was Sage, and we got to know each other a bit. I told him all about my crazy life, my family's love curse, and how I wasn't supposed to talk to boys.
A love curse? Your mom sounds like a nutcase.
My mom isn't a nutcase. I don't know. She says it's been my family for generations. I felt guilty for betraying Mom, but I was having fun with Sage, and he didn't seem like a bad guy. So after that day, we secretly became friends. We either met at the beach, or we'd go over to each other's houses when no one was home. Then, 1 year later, Sage and I were sitting on my roof talking when I heard Mom get home. But when I went down to see her, I suddenly heard Sage yell.
I could use a hand here.
Who are you?
Sage, you idiot!
So you know this boy?
Before I could answer, Sage fell from our roof and landed in our hammock.
Lucky fall. Yeah, Alina and I are friends, but we never told you about it because of your wacko family curse. No offense, ma'am.
Please stop talking. Mom, it's not like that. Sage is a really cool guy. But Mom's face was red with anger, and she sent Sage home immediately. I was sure the whole thing would blow over. But a couple of days later, I saw that Sage had changed his number and deleted all of his social media accounts. And when I went to his house, I saw his family had moved out. Tears stung my eyes. I just knew Mom had sent him away, and when I confronted her, she got mad.
I did no such thing, but you shouldn't even be thinking about that boy. You disobeyed me and betrayed my trust.
You sent my best friend away because you're a lunatic who believes in some family legend. Sage was right. You are nuts, and I'm not following your rules anymore. And I stuck to my word. I forced Mom to send me to a co-ed school, and our relationship went downhill from there. I did everything I could to go against Mom's rules. I dated every boy I could get and made sure to rub it in Mom's face. Oh, Tommy, your lips are so soft. Grab a net and catch me. I must be dreaming. I knew I was making her crazy, but I just couldn't forgive her for sending Sage away. One night, I was at a high school party with my newest boyfriend, Connor, and we were dancing the night away. Then suddenly, a girl pointed to the door.
Oh my god, it's the new guy from school who invited him. He's a criminal.
At that second, I saw someone with a wound on their face, and my heart dropped when I realized it was Sage. I hadn't seen him in over a year. What had happened to him?
Whoa, babe, are you okay? Do you know that guy?
Good to see you again, stranger.
Sage, what is going on? This isn't who you are.
You don't know who I am anymore, Alina. Good luck dating this weirdo, bro. Did you know she's under some love spell?
Sage walked away, and I was totally speechless. What a jerk. Later that night, I got more scoop on him from some kids.
Sage went to juvie once because he smashed a lady's car with a bat.
And one time, Sage stole a little girl's kitten and ran away with it.
There had to be some kind of mistake. That entire week, Sage ignored me at school, even though he stared at me 24/7, especially when I was with my boyfriend. One time, Connor bought me a hazelnut latte, and I was about to kiss him on the cheek to thank him, but then stupid Sage walked by, and I was so distracted I ended up spilling coffee all over myself. Good God, he was freaking everywhere, like a really handsome mafia guy from a horror movie. One afternoon, I was studying in the library when I saw Sage reading a book there, and suddenly he smiled at me mischievously.
So you really are dating boys now? I'm sorry I said that mean stuff about you the other day. I was feeling protective of you and want to scare Connor away.
Oh, are you also sorry for ghosting me for a year?
Look, my life is more complicated now than it used to be, but things at school are normal, so maybe we can try to be friends again. What do you say?
Sage squeezed my hand, and I felt butterflies. Then suddenly, a hand pulled us apart, and it was Connor's. He insisted on sitting with us since he didn't trust me sitting with a so-called criminal. But Sage just left soon after Connor came, which made my heart sink. Later, Connor ended up walking me out and pulled me close under some lovely trees.
I know you and that Sage guy used to be close, but it's obvious he's changed. The good thing is, I have you all to myself now. No guy will come in between us.
Connor kissed me, and that's when I realized I didn't feel any sparks or anything between us. Then what was wrong with me? I am so confused right now. You're perfect. I'm awkward, and I don't think I can date you. Something's stopping me, but I have no idea what it is yet. Pull it together, Alina. I got to go. I ran off feeling really guilty about dumping Connor. He was as sweet and perfect as a guy could be. He was furious with me that whole week and started telling everyone what a witch I was. I guess I really hurt him. One afternoon, I walked to the bleachers for some peace and quiet when I saw Sage sitting there alone. Oh great, you're here. Don't worry, I'm leaving.
Alina, can you keep a secret? There's something I've been wanting to tell you since I came here.
Sage, you can tell me anything.
Okay, then I'm not a criminal. All those stories about me are lies. The real criminal is my dad. He got me involved one time in a robbery and I got caught. That's why I had to leave town, change my number, and delete my accounts and stuff. I'm so sorry I didn't tell you. The whole town is now filled with lies about me.
So you stealing the kitten was a lie?
Of course, I helped a kitten down from a freaking tree, but it was hard having everyone hate me. I got depressed and started doing dumb things. Don't worry, I'm going to quit.
It felt so good to have my friend back, except for some reason, he didn't feel like just a friend anymore. Without thinking, I pulled Sage close and kissed him. Oh man, I think I like you.
And I know I like you.
And from that day on, Sage and I were an item. He was still the dork I knew from before, but he was all grown up, and God, I was falling harder for him by the day. But there was one person who was really upset about it, Mom. And one night, when I was in 12th grade, she totally lost it.
Do you not remember how Sage shut you out for a year and broke your heart? You're going down a dark, dark path.
And you're still seriously crazy. I've been dating for a while now, and nothing bad has happened because I know how to take care of myself. I don't blame stuff on magic spell nonsense.
This is different. You love Sage, and I can't have you getting hurt. So if you decide to stay with this person after high school, I'm out of the picture. I won't come to your wedding. I won't support it. It's just too much for me.
I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Mom and I had never had a good relationship, but now I just had it with her. So after I graduated, I moved in with Sage, and we were happy together, even though I still wasn't speaking to Mom. Then one day, I was at the mall when I saw a gorgeous aquamarine engagement ring. I felt butterflies and pictured Sage proposing to me with it. I snapped a picture of it and sent it to him. I sure hoped he could take a hint. But when I arrived home, Sage was sitting on the couch with all the lights off. Hey babe, what's going on?
My dad got arrested again for 2 months.
I'm so sorry to hear that, Sage, but I have something that may cheer you up. It's about a text I sent you about an engagement ring.
Alina, we can't get engaged. What if I end up just like my dad? I can't do this to you. I love you too much. I'm going to stay at my cousin's place for a while to think things over. I'm sorry.
Before I could blink an eye, Sage left, and I was shaking with shock. Did he just break up with me? That's when I burst into tears and drove over to Mom's house. For the first time in years, she held me and tried to calm me down. I'm so sorry about everything. You were right. The curse is real, and I'm such an idiot for not believing you. I wish Sage and I had never even met.
Oh, darling, don't say that. Listen, I'm very happy you came by. I want to apologize for everything. While you were away, I started dating someone who treated me like royalty. And I realized something. The curse was never real. It was all in our heads.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But Sage left Mom just like Dad left you.
That's just how love is, honey. It's hard, but it can also be the most wonderful thing in the world.
I stayed with Mom for a few months after that to think things through. Sage flooded my phone with apology texts and calls, but I needed space from him. Then one day, I went to the doctor and she told me some news. I was pregnant, except there was one problem. I didn't trust my boyfriend one bit to raise a kid with me.
How many times do I have to tell you I'm sorry and that I won't leave you again? I was just upset about my dad, and I got scared for a second.
Well, how do I know you're not going to get scared for a second time and leave again? I don't need you to help me raise this baby, so just leave, okay? But the truth was, I missed Sage more than anything, and 9 months later, in the delivery room, I was still missing him. Then suddenly, Mom walked in with the nurses who were carrying my beautiful baby Michaela, and behind them was Sage. Oh my God, what are you doing here? I thought I told you to stay away.
Alina, listen to me. My dad's out of the picture. I reported him and got him arrested after he confessed to more crimes. I don't want someone dangerous like that in my life anymore. I love you and I want to raise our daughter together. I won't let anything or anyone get in the way of that.
So, is that your way of saying you want to meet Michaela?
Let me see that gorgeous face.
Don't let your broken heart stay broken forever, because life is all about loving and letting yourself be loved.